All right, welcome back, everybody, to DangIT Prodcast, the show where we talk about video games, anime, manga. My name is Justin,
Mark.
Bill,
and welcome back, everybody. How you guys been?
I've been alright, but I think the person who really here needs to say how they've been doing is Philip.
I'm tired.
I'm
That's
tired.
everything for Philip. More at 11.
More at 11.
No, I
The
just got
following.
back from a very, very long vacation and a stressful work week. So
Would you say that your summer vacation is over?
it's over. My summer vacation is not over because we're going to Evo next week, baby.
Let's go! Hold on. We gotta represent. We gotta represent.
Oh, damn. What do I have that's FGC right now in front of me? Yeah, boy.
Chip.
He just tears his shirt open and it's tattooed on his chest.
Well, just Evo, big old logo. No, we might as well start this podcast right, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, all three Tanuki Media members will be at Evo this year. I will be there this time over at the Las Vegas Convention Center starting July. The event starts the 19th?
Yeah.
Okay, 19th, 20th, and the 21st. We will be there.
Cool. I'm looking forward to it.
And yeah, I'm excited. I haven't been to Evo since 2019, so I am very much looking forward to getting some casual matches set up over there, bringing my stick, playing some fun fighting games, playing some indie games at the indie corner, and trying out Marvel vs. Capcom Collection, baby, because it's going to be there. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, we're going to get to try it out, Mark. I believe they're going to let us play X-Men Children of the Atom, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, and Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So we're going to be able to try out the collection, how it runs, the engine itself. It's going to be really tight. And SNK also confirmed they're going to have Fatal Fury City of the Wolves up for play as well. So
Really?
I'm back, dude. I'm so excited. I'm like so excited to try these out. And apparently, if you win 2 matches in a row at City of the Wolves, they give you a free button for your arcade stick.
Ooh.
With the character on it. So I'm trying to get that Terry one.
All right.
I need that Terry. If I can get Rock, that'd be cool, but I'd rather get Terry. I need Terry.
I gotcha.
He will be my new low punch button right here.
That's fair enough. Oh man, it's funny because I was actually making a little short that just referenced Comic-Con, and that's actually happening like later this month as well, the week after.
Oh yeah.
Evo. So I'm super excited about it. But it's been a very, very long work week for me this past one, and I still got like 3 more days to go before I just have like my version of a longer like vacation. And I have some good news amidst all that. I actually finally have like hit 209 as far as my weight. So I'm finally past 210. It's been like a back and forth with that, but now the goal is trying to hit like sub 200.
Nice. I'm trying to go back to the gym next week. I haven't been to the gym in 2.5 weeks because of vacation and whatnot.
That's
Granted, fair. I might as well have been in a sauna, but I was sweating like hell.
You kind of were in the southern hemisphere.
I was in Mexico, yeah. I went to go. This was my mother's 60th birthday, as explained to everybody before. And we went to a beach area near my family, and we had an Airbnb with 23 of us staying in there.
Oh my god!
20.
It was awesome. 23. It was awesome. We were just chilling. We were having a good time. My sister and my dad paid like all expenses for my mom. So.
Oh yeah.
23.
Yep. 23 people, cousins. It's a big old Airbnb, like 3 floors, like 3-story Airbnb, a balcony you could see over the beach. Like
that's cool.
Holy shit.
It was nice. It was very, very nice. It was cool. You could be over in the beach area, but if it got too high, you can just come back in the shade where the pool's at. Like, it was tight. But it was humid. It sucked. I'm gonna be real with you. It was
it's like a warm blanket.
Humid. I mean, it is summer in Mexico, so I imagine it's probably hot.
It was summer, and they were just getting a hurricane. So Yeah, Baja California just got hit with a hurricane, so like the humidity.
Ugh.
Look here, let me put this into perspective. It was only 90 degrees out there, but it was 90% humidity.
Ew.
Oh god.
Yeah, gross. You couldn't even step out without like just immediately getting hit in the face. Like, oh my god, like
Ugh.
it was pretty bad.
Yikes.
And then the amount of beer runs we had to go do, it was kind of crazy. So
Was it worth it?
Modelo time.
oh, it was fun. So like drinking like Tecate over there is way different than drinking it over here. It's a very different like flavor. But I'm gonna tell you right now, my family looked at me like me and my sister's boyfriend, like we were crazy. We were trying to buy regular ass Tecate. I'm talking like red can, you know it, you've seen it in boxing matches, that one. And when we brought one single case, my whole family freaked out on me and was like, "Whoa, dude, you're trying to get really messed up tonight." And I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "Dude, that's strong." And I just looked at the can. It said 4.3, brother.
You said, bro, this ain't shit where I come from.
Brother, what do you mean? They're like, "Well, we only drink light around here because we're trying to drink longer." And I was like, "The light only has 3.7." So like, and I'm serious. They thought like apparently over there, if you drink red, it's like, whoa,
really?
You're trying to party, like.
Well, slow down.
Yeah, and I was like, what the? This is weird. Considering we're over here, like where we live.
Over here, local.
Considering where we live is like brewery central, like.
Yeah, that's kind of
like,
weird.
we got like a brewery in every corner, yeah. And I'm like, brother, I'm used to drinking like 8% like IPAs and whatnot. I don't know, I guess, but it was chill. Other than that, it was chill. Like it was really fun. We had a lot of fun. And then we dropped the bombshell on my mom. But for the record, Mark, she cried for like an hour straight. So
an hour.
Yeah, it was fun. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I've been trying to hide it from Mark this whole time, and I feel bad.
I know you are.
Here's my formal apology. I everyone knew except you.
You son of a bitch.
And I'm sorry, Mark. I love you to death, but I couldn't have it go out.
Justin, did you know?
He did say everybody.
I'ma kick this man's ass.
I love you, Mark, but yeah, I'm gonna be a father.
Let's go, Phil. So proud of you. So happy for you.
Yeah,
I love you too, man. But also, fuck you.
To be fair, Phil didn't want to like have that like bit about us knowing out there. I was willing to take that to the grave with me. But then this fool Anaya, walks into their house and says, "I must confess," and I'm like, "Oh no!"
This dude walked in like he was about to confess his sins in the church, like. He literally sat down. He literally stood next to Katrina. And was like, "I must confess." I am not surprised. Like,
I am not surprised.
Yeah, he was like, "For I already knew," and I was like, "What the?"
How did he already know?
He Phil he to give you a time frame. He actually told us at Gabe's bachelor, or yeah.
You son of a bitch.
Do you want to know why, Mark? I figured that was going to be the one time I saw Gabe for a long time, so I just did it there.
You've waited this many months to tell me.
Yeah. Well, Mark, the baby's due in December. When did you think? Like, count the months, bro. Like,
I'm just like, you said that Gabe got married when, in May?
He got married in May.
I found out in April.
You son of a bitch.
So, yeah. So I've been very busy, especially since I got home now. We've been we moved the mattress out of the little room because that little room would now be the baby's room. We've already been getting a bunch of stuff for the baby. We went to go visit. So look, my time frame is took vacation, did a genetics test because just so no one's concerned, like Katrina did test positive to carry CF, which is like cystic fibrosis. And have you ever seen the movie Bubble Boy?
Oh no.
That's what that is. If
It's
you
a,
ever look it up.
it's
But
a low chance, I assume.
very low chance because I tested negative. So there's no, it's like 1%.
Yeah, so if you were both positive, then it may be a concern.
It would be 25%.
Yeah, so then it's that's a huge difference for just both people having it.
Yeah.
Huh.
So it's fine. But the baby is healthy. Tested negative for everything. So that's good.
Okay.
And then but they did give us the warning that they were going to let us know the gender because of the test early. And I know that some people get a little weird about that. Katrina and I looked at that doctor. We were like, we don't give a damn. Just we need to know. What are you talking about? So we
I like how I guessed right. That's what I thought was the funniest thing.
Thank you, Abraham. Thank you. I see it in the chat. Thank you. But we did that. We took the test. Next day, Luigi's Mansion came out. I picked that up. We'll show it in the pickups in a little bit. But I did that and then was getting ready to go. Friday, we took the trip out all the way to Mexico. We were there in Mexico until Wednesday, July 3rd, where we traveled back. And then we got stuck in a 6-hour traffic coming home. That was fun.
Ooh.
That was fun because we went to San Diego, crossed through CBX, and then went into Tijuana to grab a plane from there. It's cheaper that way. So
How's she been doing?
She's been good. Throwing up a lot, but she's been good.
Morning sickness, yeah.
Yeah.
Oy.
Has she gotten her bump?
No, not yet. I think that happens next month. But like next, my mother-in-law kept saying like Nick, she kept going, oh, it's gonna be a boy because you're throwing up too much. And I'm like, is that like the dead giveaway? Like,
I was just like, wait, what?
I've never heard of that.
I told my mother that too, and she was like, I didn't throw up with you. I threw up with Yvonne, my sister.
So yeah, okay. All right.
So it's 50-50. But either way, we did all that. We did Mexico like a good amount of time. We stayed at my family's house, and then the big Airbnb, and then back to my family's house. Back here, I only got to be at home for 2 nights. One was celebrating 4th of July, and that was like, I don't even call that a celebration. I kind of just went to a friend's house for like 3 hours, and I said, all right, well, I got to go to bed. I have to travel again. And I literally drove again the next day after 4th of July to Arizona to go see my brother-in-law. So I have been traveling this whole time, and I'm tired. And that's why I haven't been streaming, and that's why I haven't been doing anything.
Gotcha.
And then, like I said, we got back, and we've immediately just been starting on that baby room, getting everything ready to go. And because now that it's out in the open, we're able to actually start things. We weren't able to do it because I didn't want anybody walking through this house going, that's weird. Why is there a crib in there?
The fact that you kept me knowing up to the point where you told your parents.
So, fun fact, I only did that because everything lined up. By the time Katrina's first trimester ended, it was going to be my mom's birthday. And I was like,
Happy birthday!
My mother is a very, very old school Mexican. And every time for the last 4 years that I've asked her what she wants. Yeah, when I asked her for her birthday, what she wants for like birthday or Christmas, whatever.
A grandchild.
It's a grandchild. Boy or girl, I'm not picky.
Mijo, she's like, Mijo, I want the grandchild.
And so I was like, oh, they're not gonna see this coming a mile away. And so we put a little box together. It had a little baby like onesie, and it said "Hola, abuela," and under it was a picture of the sonogram with the new one with the face, and it said
there you can see his penis.
It said, I can't wait to, in Spanish it says, I can't wait to meet you, abuela and abuelo, and it says like December 2024. Yeah. And then she cried for like an hour straight.
I bet she did.
As it must be.
Well, very happy for context, Mark, this is her first grandchild, and this would be my mom's. Out of all her sisters, she's the only one that wasn't a grandma yet.
Yeah. So this is big for her.
Yep. And then my dad plays it off like nothing happened. My dad's so excited, but he won't show it. He just sits there going like, he goes, "Oh, congrats, love you. Okay, cool, Dad. Thanks, Dad." Next day, he walks up to Katrina. He's like, "You okay? You need anything?" Oh, that was the funniest thing too. Katrina was like freaked out the whole time because like the next morning, 7:30 in the morning, we were up. We were going downstairs to go get breakfast, like to sit in the kitchen and eat breakfast and whatnot. Let me tell you, she didn't lift a damn finger. She like they sat her down. My mom was like, no, you sit down. You want breakfast? I got you. What's on the plate?
Yeah, Your Highness.
Yep. Everyone was bringing her stuff. Everyone's like checking on her the whole day.
She's like, man, I should have gotten pregnant a long time ago.
Well, no, she was just like, I stop, and I was like, Trina, you're pregnant in a Latino family. I don't know what you want. Like,
Get ready to say you are going to be treated like royalty.
yeah, I was like, don't worry about it. But we do know the gender. It is a boy. So
That's I'm the one who put that option there in the poll. I'm just saying, like,
or as Steffi and Anaya have said, gamer.
gamer.
I
I mean, given his father, and I'm pretty sure that's kind of
that
a
might somewhat like get rubbed off in any type of like fashion.
Sure, but I also am not that person that's gonna like push my hobbies.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want him to learn what he likes and would love.
Monkey see, monkey do, bro.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously, but I understand, like, you know what I mean. But I'm not gonna be here like, oh, let's get him. Like, I'm not gonna set up
Let's
his
get
room
him.
with like get him with a Switch or like, you know what I mean. Like, I would like him to like if he wants
You're
to
in
get
the
into
realm
sports,
of if he takes after my habits, cool. If he
Cool.
doesn't,
If not,
it's fine.
yeah. If he wants to get into like sports and stuff, damn, guess what? I'll be there. So music, I'll be there. Arts, theater, whatever, I'll be there.
Nice.
That's my boy.
Let's go.
Because what's that meme with Bowser? That small boy.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna go for the. I love the parental control.
I love that video so much. Bowser Jr. holding Joy-Cons playing Ghosts and Goblins is the wildest thing. But yeah, that was the big news. Is we finally told everybody, and I've gotten a lot of congratulations. And then rumor spreads quick at work because I walked in the first day at work and everyone was on me about it.
Sheesh.
And I was like, all right, cool.
Phil gonna be a daddy.
Yep.
In December, the month
And
of
my godkids
the month of Christmas.
And my godkids will have a new cousin. So
Oh, that's cool.
I swear, if your kid is born anytime around Christmas Eve, I hope you know people are just gonna start calling. They're gonna start calling him Jesus.
Oh, Mark, did you not know the due date? It's December 17th.
It's December 17th.
It was originally the 26th, but then they checked again with the size, and they're like, they're looking more like around the 17th.
All right.
And I was like,
he could literally be here anytime between the 16th and the 17th and the 26th.
I would say just say December 1st to the 31st in between.
Yeah,
that,
anything could happen.
Never know. Yeah, anything could happen between that time frame.
I hope you know that if he is born around that time, people are gonna start calling that boy Jesus.
No, but I do have a name if anybody wants to hear it. It is going to be Gabriel Angel del Castillo. So
Gabriel Angel de Castillo.
Mm-hmm. Well, my middle name is Angel. So the thing is, like, all the dudes in my family have always had Angel.
It's a tradition.
As a first name. So my mom, when it came to me, was like,
"No,
done.
Cut it off."
She said that's enough for a few generations.
That's enough, but we'll give them the middle name. So I kind of want to just give the middle name because that's a good idea. I don't really like it as a first name. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've also been playing a ton of games. Because I'm on vacation and when I have the chance, but yes, I've been playing a ton of games. I've been playing Phoenix Wright, the Ace Attorney trilogy, the original. So I've been playing. I'm getting through the first one. I'm on the last episode, on the last case, and it's pretty tough. I'm actually stuck. I don't know if I should just look up a guide just to give me a quick step where I need to go, but I'm gonna keep searching around and keep trying to figure my way around it. But I'm almost done with the first Phoenix Wright game. I just finished right before this podcast Densetsu no Starfy 1, which is part of the new NSO update, which we'll get to in a little bit as well. I just beat it, rolled credits. I'm not going to do the post game. I've learned with Princess Peach Showtime that sometimes the post game is just there for people who really want it.
Sure.
If I rolled credits, I beat it.
Fair enough.
The post game's a little tedious. You got to find treasure chests. You have to go back to the 9 levels and find treasure chests. But every time you find a treasure chest, it boots you out. You got to start the level over again from the beginning and they get the new other treasure chest. And it's like, I don't want to do this. It's really tedious. And then I've been playing Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, which but I'll get more on that when we show it off. And I also have been playing Concord. I know I've said my piece on it on this podcast before, but I will say I put a good 5 hours into it today and like 30 minutes last night because the beta's open. I do want to say, Sony, pretty scummy move on your part to announce the day before the early access that, hey, any PlayStation Plus subscriber can use it, can get in, even though it was exclusively for pre-orders only. So, pretty scummy to get early pre-orders in before anything.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is the story. They said early access was pre-order only.
Oh.
But then just on Thursday, they were like, hey, if you have a PlayStation Plus subscription, you can get in. Just the essentials fine.
Huh. All right.
And I was like, wow, that's pretty messed up.
Phil said, y'all some bitches.
Well, because next week's the open beta, so anybody can get in next week. But like, if you have a PlayStation, who doesn't have PlayStation Plus? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
I don't.
I kind of don't.
Really? Oh well, then I guess you're waiting till next week to play it.
I guess so.
And guess what? We're not. We're gonna be at Evo. So.
Oh, you're right. I got checkmate.
But I've said my concerns and criticisms about the game originally when they showed it, and a lot of that still holds true. I do want to be very.
Oh, that's a Naya over there. That's Dunband over there.
That's Dunband.
And I said, you son of hoodwinked you.
What did you wait? What did you just call him?
Where there's a rainbow, there's Rhine, baby.
He said Sony hoodwinked you.
Well, not me. I didn't pre-order the game. But let me be very clear. I still feel a lot of the criticisms I gave it a long time ago. Right? Having played it,
we're gonna go into this one.
Yeah, real quick. I mean,
Okay.
I don't think it's going to take too long, but
Gotcha.
I will say Concord is fun. It is fun. I was getting enjoyment out of it. At first, I was like, I don't like this. I don't really like how I'm playing this. And then I realized this game is very, very reliant on you learning their powers and abilities and passive stuff. Once you understand that,
that's like how it should be played.
Yeah. Once you understand your character's abilities and stuff, I found myself enjoying the game very much. I was like, okay, I'm in this. I was like going in. I've been using Lennox, the rip-off Star-Lord. And
okay. All right.
And his passive ability is that he's able to there's a dodge mechanic. There's literally a really cool flashy dodge mechanic. And he can reload during dodge. So I can literally, so I have two things. He has two pistols, one with about 10 or 9 or 8 rounds. And if you lose all of them, you quick swap. He reloads while it's stored away.
Oh.
So you can literally just go do 8 shots, put it back, 9 shots, put it back, 8 shots, and try to keep going if you get it in time.
Interesting. All right.
And then while you're doing that, you can reload while dodging. So while you're shooting all this stuff, you're dodging and stuff, and you have a ballistics knife that also blows up. Like, so you can. So the knife has 2 uses. You can get someone with it and blow them up on the spot, or you can miss but get near it, and then the explosion will still cause damage. And then he also has a heal, but you can only use 2 heals per life. Like if you get shot down and eliminated, you have to wait to get another heal again. So that's what I've been using the most. But the one thing this game does do that's a little different than other hero shooters. When you go into the bigger, like big boy rank modes, they make sure you know more than one character. Because one, your team cannot have the same character. So if you lose your pick, then that's every other hero shooter. That's fine. But if you win a round, they lock that character out of your roster and just go, well, play another one. They got to keep it balanced. So you can only win a round with the character, and then they'll lock it. You got to play another character, and it's locked for the rest of the match. Okay. So I found that out the hard way because I had Lennox my first round. We won the first round of a mode that's basically capture the flag, take it to a zone, and defend until time runs out. I won with them, and then I was like, I can't pick Linux. Why can't I do this? And I found out it's because every time you went around, you keep eliminating your roster until you can. Yeah, so you have to learn at least bare minimum 4 characters.
All right.
Yeah, so the game is pretty cool in its variety. I'll give it that much. And it does look pretty. I think my problem is it doesn't do anything groundbreaking. And I think that's the issue, right? Like it doesn't do anything like Overwatch wouldn't do. Yeah, there could be some differences in the way it plays and the way it feels, sure. And I will say that because this is a first-party Sony game, playing a first-person shooter multiplayer game on a DualSense controller where you can feel the HD rumble every time he's walking, you can feel feel it.
Yeah.
It's cool. I will say that's cool because I mean Overwatch is on PlayStation, but that game doesn't support the DualSense like features like that. You know, it's not catered to it. So I will say, here's my final verdict. I think for $40, it's not bad. I've turned my tune a little bit on it. Not to the point where I'm going to go out to buy it next month. I'm not doing that. But I will say, if I come across the chance to do it, I might. Not next month. I'm going to wait a little bit on it, maybe for like a price drop or something. But it is not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's actually kind of fun if you have the right people to play with as well. And that's also something I need to bring up for me personally. Most of my multiplayer games online are on Xbox. I don't really have friends on PlayStation who play online games like in that capacity. Yeah. We typically, my PlayStation friends will play fighting games. That's basically the big online stuff we do. Other than that, Xbox is where I play all my shooters. I also have to bring up the fact that Concord is a $40 game. Cheaper than most games, but all the other hero shooters are free to play. So pick your poison.
Yeah. I guess like the $40 is kind of like an investment towards like the actual projects that they're working on as far as the story stuff. So I think that's very well laid out. So they're kind of relying on those ones.
They did confirm it's free updates. They're not going to charge you DLC for that game.
Okay.
It is free updates coming through. So the $40 is basically getting you into the game with all 16 characters available for you, all the maps available for you, and just free updates for the rest of its life.
Well, that sounds great.
Yeah,
that sounds good. Yeah,
that's actually really good. It's just I know that there's going to be people that are going to be like, well, I can just play Overwatch and it's free, but you still got to get characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a fine balance.
There's not guaranteed access to characters.
Exactly. There's a fine balance.
At least not off rip.
No. And yeah, it's better than I initially had given it credit for, but I still think it's not remarkable. I just wish I don't know how you would push that forward.
Yeah,
you know,
like
what I mean?
the hero shooter genre. How would you, especially for a price game like that?
I just don't know how the longevity of it. You know what I mean? Like how long will this game actually last out in the open?
Yeah, it's tough with like multiplayer centric games like that. It feels like the free to play aspect of it is something that's sort of kind of carried that for a while.
It's very enticing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's crossplay, by the way. I should mention that. It's crossplay between PC and PS5. I was playing with PC people.
Oh yeah, okay.
So it is day one PC, so.
Did not know it was on PC. Might have to try it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think it's a good game. I think it's fine. I just don't think... Put a gun to my head and tell me if I want Concord or Helldivers 2 for the same price, I'm probably going to pick Helldivers 2.
Yeah.
That game is much more unique.
It stands out a lot, for sure.
But I don't think Concord's the worst choice in the world. You know what? I've definitely changed my tune a little bit on it. It's not bad. But I would like to try it with friends and not just on my own.
Helldivers is kind of like Saints Row the Third or Fourth Comedy meets a third-person Halo 3 ODST.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
But Helldivers already had that established since the first game, so it's pretty cool.
I thought they played very different in the first game.
It plays differently. It's like top down.
Yeah, as you guys say, that's like I know it was like very different.
But before. The style, but the comedy and the style of it is the same.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. It's just cool that now it's in third person, and I feel like that's more enticing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Concord, not the worst game in the world.
Gotcha.
Still not gonna pick it up day one though. Not for
That's
me.
fair.
But you might keep. But would you say at least say you might keep your eye on it?
I will keep my eye on for a good sale. $20 is a good spot, sweet spot.
Yeah.
That means he doesn't hate it, Chad.
I don't hate it. I didn't. You know what? I reversed my statement on like not caring about it. I will say I'm still not crazy about it. But if I had it, I would play it a key here and there.
Meanwhile, Naz over here chatting up. I'm a hater, so I won't be playing.
Okay, K-Dot.
Oh. So, nah, it's not bad. It's fun. I will say the personality is kind of generic, though. I mean, it is 100% what everyone thinks it is. It's Overwatch cross like Guardians of the Galaxy and to a T.
Bro,
like,
and I really over here just looking at Concord being like, I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk.
Yep. No, but that's the thing is like it literally is like personality and character wise, it's just you got the Star-Lord character, you got the Drax character, you got the Groot character, you got the Rocket Tile character. Like they're all like there, and I'm like, I get it. It's just like, man. And I this is coming from someone who loves Guardians of the Galaxy, so.
Well, I guess
probably had the best. It probably had the best trilogy conclusion out of all the Marvel movies.
Mm-hmm.
I guess to kind of play on like an ignorant side of things, maybe this will otherwise be a nice breath of fresh air as far as just like seeing characters like this, and may not have familiarity with like, you know, the universe of like Marvel, knowing those characters or not knowing those characters.
That's what the Marvel Overwatch S game is going to be for.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. Still got that.
We'll give it a shot if we're down. I will give it a shot if it goes down in price. Here's the thing. I do think it's worth $40. If it was $70, I would be telling you don't do that.
$70.
If that game was giving you full retail price, I would be saying do not touch that with a 10-foot pole. Like, but 40, that's a little more reasonable for an online only multiplayer shooter. So, yeah, that's Concord.
Mm-hmm.
Anything
else you'd like to bring up? I got a couple bits of news, but we can just kind of follow the flow that you're going with.
Well, I don't know. I was gonna do pickups if you wanted to do that right now.
You know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and do that because everything else is news related.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. Oh, I was gonna say, like, I hear something. I think that's the food blender.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. Cool. You know what? I'm trying to remember which ones I've shown up on stream. I've just kind of kept them like in like my little Play Asia box.
Pulled out a box. Okay. I was gonna say, Mark, for once he's beating me. I only have 2 pickups.
oh. Well, this is all stuff that like I probably
why is Phil falling off?
Because I'm having a kid, Mark. I have to be more selective about my choices.
You changed, Phil. You changed.
No,
it's not the same anymore.
I have written down a list of the games I truly want. So, and Xbox is not on that list because I got Game Pass, baby.
See this, Anaya? He's changed. He's changed. That's not Phil. That's not. I was gonna cut it to Kendrick.
Just
okay.
Show your games off. Just show your games off.
Okay. In case I didn't show these guys off, from Play Asia, we got an individual copy of Monster Hunter Stories. So there's that one.
Let's go. Let's go.
We have Klonoa here, both games physically, and we have we have Atelier Marie as well, which did not get a physical. Well, actually, that's the trend for these three. Is that they don't actually have like physicals in these forms. Except for maybe this one, but this one had like a download code in the West for the second game. Didn't need that, so there was that.
Klonoa is goated, by the way. I can't wait for you to actually play Klonoa because like I really love those games. The first 2 Klonoa games are incredible. So, nice. The first one, if you don't cry, something's wrong with you. Like
oh, not the expectations here. Here's the other week. We have Luigi's Mansion 2 HD right here. It's still in wrap. I haven't really been able to open it up and play it. We got Valkyrie Elysium. This was on sale, so I was like, $20? I'm in. That's it. That's the sweet spot right there. And then I think alongside like that same release week, we have Trails Through Daybreak right here. So been excited to like have this part of the collection. Still gotta like get through that backlog, but it will be done with eventually. And then there was a crazy Target sale for like Nintendo first party. So I got Pikmin 4, and we have Yoshi's Crafted World as well.
I'm so happy you picked up Pikmin 4. That's such a good game.
Now I have the full collection.
You have Pikmin 1 and 2 as well?
I do, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, dude, that's it. The Switch got all the Pikmin games. Well, other than Hey Pikmin, but you don't
we
need
don't need that.
We don't speak of Hey Pikmin.
No, it's not a bad game, but I mean, it's not Pikmin 1 to 4, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a numbered title. That's the thing.
Those are some good pickups. Jesus Christ. Like those are some like big additions because like Klonoa, like I said, goated. I really love those games. Klonoa 1's one of my favorite PS1 games that I'll never actually afford a real copy of, so I'm glad to have the Switch version. And then Pikmin 4 is literally one of the best games last year. Right up there in my opinion with like Zelda Tears of the Kingdom and Mario Wonder, and they're all from the same like team, so
that explains a lot, yeah.
Yeah. So good pickups and Trails as well, because I got my 2 pickups right here, and I'm just gonna show them the order I want. And
sure,
I also picked up Trails Through Daybreak.
Very nice.
I'm a big Falcon fan, and I needed to have, even if I'm not gonna get to this anytime soon because I am way behind on the Trail series as well. This One Piece ass like series.
One Piece.
This is the One Piece of RPGs. I hope you understand this.
But does it have an opening that some views a banger and like Anaya views is not a banger? Like, you know, Yayo, does it have an opening like that?
I think these games do have anime openings, but like that's not the point.
Yeah.
The point, Mark, is that every game in the Trail series is like important to the plot, even if it's a different arc. They reference previous games, and that's what makes the Trails game so like. That's what makes the fans love the series. It's just world building.
It is a lot of world building.
It's like, a lot of world building.
It's one of those things where like they'll give you like a location to a place, and you're like, oh, I heard about that. If you play the other games,
yeah, like this is the beginning of the Calvert arc, and like Calvert is like a city or a continent. I think it's a continent in the world, which has been referenced before, but now we're actually going to be able to explore it. And then like there's the Crossbell duology. Crossbell is a city in the story. So like there's like a bunch of world building and different arcs in this. So this is why it's called the One Piece of RPGs. Like you literally just this never dies.
It's crazy. Yeah.
And this just came out, and they already announced Daybreak 2 for early 2025.
So people are gonna be busy.
We're I cannot believe how many Trails. We're almost done. We're almost caught up to the Trails games like in the West. Not all of them on modern platforms, but we're almost done because once Daybreak 2 comes out, all that's missing is the new one that's not even out in Japan yet. So we're getting close, Justin.
What close. A time, because it really was like an issue. Localization was one of the issues, but now it feels like they've like really gotten every single aspect of it down.
Yeah. They've been pretty fast with the turnaround time.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm giving it 1 year, brand new game, right? Because Daybreak 1 and 2 has been out in Japan for a little bit. So that makes sense why they're so fast to bring these out. But this new one, I'm assuming it's going to take a year. Like the East 10 was out last year in Japan. It's coming out this year in the West. So I'm definitely thinking late 2025, and we'll finally be caught up to the Trail series, which is crazy. I never thought we would actually be caught up with Japan. But I also picked up, as the Nintendo nerd in me always has to pick up a first-party Nintendo title. I also did pick up Luigi's Mansion 2 HD.
Oh, welcome back, and you came back to the best part. Luigi's Mansion 2 is right there.
Oh yeah, I got Luigi's Mansion 2. This was my trip game to Mexico. I picked this up the day before, and I was playing it like on the plane, on my downtime, whenever I could, alongside Phoenix Wright. It was just kind of a comfy game to just kind of sit there and have a visual novel. This is fun too. And so my impressions for this game is And I'm gonna go off the fact that I've beaten this game on 3DS. I'm still only on the second match, and I haven't been able to play too much. This is still the weakest Luigi's Mansion game of the trilogy, but it's still a really good game. I need to be stressing that out because none of the Luigi's Mansion games are bad. As a matter of fact, they're all pretty goated.
Mm.
It's just this one, and compared to 1 and 3, it's just like not as good. And it's the structure. It's the mission structure for me. It's the idea that it's not really exploration based. They let you go in, you have to do the objective, and then they boot you out to the menu, and you go back in, back out, back in. And I'm just like, just let me explore the mansion like 1 and 3, please. And that's not just the thing. Now, Pro, it's a variety of mansions. It's not just one, which is really cool because you get different settings. There's this really cool like desert one where like you have to mess with the clock. It's pretty cool. Then there's an ice waste one. That's pretty cool. But realistically, yeah, it's the weakest one in terms of structure. But goddamn, this game is so charming, dude. And the visual upgrades is crazy. I was just assuming it was an easy port, nothing more, nothing less. They really went in and updated like everything. So like the HD in this title is really HD. Like they went in. Luigi has a new model. They added extra animations of like frames to characters, so it looks a little smoother. It is 30 frames per second, but that's an improvement on the original that barely could handle 30.
Oh, jeez.
So I would say, yeah, I can see all the big enhancements and the controls. This game has a right stick. So like you can actually use the right stick now, like a proper Luigi's Mansion game. Because in the original, there was no right stick. It's on the 3DS. So this is how you had to play it if you wanted to up and down.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to use gyro, which it's still included if you would like. But I wanted to play with the new controls.
Fair enough.
And yeah, I'm having fun with it. It's still really good. Definitely going to be playing it on the way to Evo. So
wait, Luigi's Mansion just to continue it?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to be able to play Nintendo World Championships.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to, but like,
yeah, we're leaving the day of. So the morning of.
Early, yeah. And it's early, so our local GameStops will not be open at the time frame.
Yeah.
So, oh well, I'll just wait till I come back to play it. But
yeah,
so this
we'll
will
talk
be
about it
my
next time.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah, because by that point we'll have it up for like impressions.
Yeah, although I think that might also wait because of just like consecutive conventions.
Oh,
so we'll see.
That's right. That's right.
We'll see.
But yeah,
whenever we get the chance.
Luigi's Mansion, baby.
Luigi.
Well, other than Nintendo World Championships, I think that's the only big Switch title
for the month. Yeah. Well,
there was a couple Xanadu Plus, but
yeah, I was gonna say there's a couple games coming out later half. Yeah, later half of like the month. So
but like first party wise, I think you're not getting anything until September.
Good.
September is gonna be Zelda.
Yeah,
so.
Third party's cooking at this time, but otherwise first party's kind of like cool for now.
Yep. But yeah, what's the first news you want to go with?
You know what? It was at the very start of this week. Just a random thing that was announced. Disney RPG, Pixel RPG. Oh, yeah.
For mobile, right?
Yeah, and Android. Yeah, so it's like that came out of nowhere, and I don't know what the idea is. I do like pixel art style, so I'm kind of just keeping an eye on that one. So
yeah. It looks cool. I like the art style. Like Mickey with a sword looks funny.
Mm-hmm.
But like mobile?
Yeah. I get knowing Disney, if they had like a hand in this, they would probably definitely just prioritize towards like just being accessible to a lot of people. So fair enough, I guess. We'll see. And we'll have to like see about like how the game plays, and then we could talk about like possible ports later on in the future. I'm kind of going through the list chronologically. We got Fire Sticks supporting Xbox Cloud Gaming. So essentially, as long as you have Game Pass in any form, yeah, I think as far as any form, you just plug in like the Fire Stick to like the back of your TV, and then you should be able to play your games just with that. Just be sure to connect a controller with that, and also input delay is also inevitable there. So just FYI. But
I do remember that. I mean, it basically is going with what Xbox wants, right? They don't want consoles anymore. They want Xbox anywhere.
Yeah.
They want it to be universally able to be accessed from anywhere at any time.
Mm-hmm. Put that on a brain chip, guys.
Oh my! Put that on my Apple Vision Pro, bro. Come on.
I mean, we're not too far off from that.
No, we're not. That's why I said it.
I mean, I think the meta's already supported that, so we're just there. We're just there. And then that's when we get into the Xbox Game Pass, like price hikes.
Here we go.
Mm-hmm. So let me see if I can read off some of the notes here. So the tiers are like now changing. We've had like a kind of a confusing layout, and it's now become slightly, but also more confusing as well. Let me see if I can.
Because I've heard about this, but I have not looked into it.
Gotcha.
Oh,
gotcha.
Mark, are you gonna be in for a shock?
Please don't say that.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb.
Don't say that. So here's the lineup in just like whatever order here. We have Xbox Game Pass Core. We have Xbox Game Pass Standard. We have Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. That's a pretty familiar one. And it's PC Game Pass as the last tier. And let me see. We have a breakdown exactly what's going on here. So, as far as okay, gotcha. So with Game Pass, just like all tiers, you have online multiplayer. So that's great. PC is just kind of a given because of the fact that that's free on PC. We have here a limited catalog of 25 plus games on the console for like all tiers, including that includes Core, Standard, Game Pass Ultimate. PC doesn't really count for that one. We got deals and discounts for all the tiers. That's fair. Game Pass Core kind of is like limited on like the catalog of Game Pass games. Otherwise, Standard, Ultimate, PC, they're good. Day one is kind of the contender here. So Game Pass Core doesn't have day one games, and neither does Standard. But it will be added to a future.
It's actually like doing different tiers that have different perks now.
Yeah. So day one on Standard doesn't exist, but will be added like later. So day one doesn't apply to like Standard. They'll get it later on. They don't specify when though.
Yeah.
Game Pass
basically like get it sooner if you pay more.
Yeah. Game Pass Ultimate, yes. And PC Game Pass, also yes. On day one. And then that's kind of the big stuff. Yeah, that's about. And then let me see the actual pricing. So Game Pass Core is $9 a month or $75 a year. Game Pass Standard is $15 a month. Ultimate is now $20 a month. And PC Game Pass is $12 a month. So right now I had Game Pass Ultimate at like $17, and now it's going to get increased like $3 more. So
that's what I had to. I was at 17, and in September 18th it'll be increased to 20.
Yeah, so everything's going to start rolling in like in September.
Mm-hmm.
It can only remain so cheap for so long, I suppose.
Yeah.
So here's what I think about this. I'm not upset about the price hike. I understand why, because you got games like Call of Duty coming to Game Pass. They're not just going to give that for like free. You know what I mean? Like they're not just going to give you that.
Mm.
What I'm upset about, and this doesn't really apply to me because I have Ultimate.
Mm.
What's the point of Game Pass if I can't play the games day one?
Also true. That
doesn't make any sense to me. That's like half the reason you buy Game Pass. Is so that you can play first-party Xbox games at the day they drop. 1 minute, my dog wants it.
Oh, okay. They want to say something too.
Is that
day
Vlad?
one.
Is it Vlad or Pistol?
It sounds like Vlad.
Help me, just ding dong ditch me. That's like.
Damn.
That's cool.
Vlad said his piece.
Yep.
You didn't open the door day one. He
doesn't have Game Pass Ultimate.
It's not the right tier.
Like that's not cool in my opinion, especially because PC Game Pass still gets it day one. So what's the difference?
That is weird.
What is the difference about getting it on a console day one? That makes no sense. That's the part that annoys me. And like, it should annoy me. I have Ultimate, but like,
Bless you.
it's dumb for someone like Mark. Mark's not gonna have Ultimate.
I mean, you could,
right?
but...
Mark, you could. No one's saying nobody can't. I'm saying Mark typically goes for like the standard, right?
I mean, I had Ultimate for a bit, but that's only because I'm a little tight on cash sometimes.
No, it's fine, but like realistically, most people who buy an Xbox are going to get Game Pass for the console, and that's it. They don't want Ultimate. What's the point of getting it on cloud and PC when they don't have one of those?
Yeah.
So it's
if you're talking about like per se, like maybe the average person.
Yeah, well, they've already confirmed that this day one rule applies to the next couple of releases. So it applies to Avowed, it applies to Indiana Jones, it applies to Call of Duty Black Ops 6. All these games are coming out this year, and you cannot play them day one anymore, even though they promised you day one beforehand.
Yeah, but they're like loopholes. The fact that it is still on Game Pass is just on a higher tier.
Yep, and that's really dumb.
Yeah. So
good job dropping the ball on that one, Xbox, because that's very
rough.
bad of you.
That was rough. I think right now this actually kind of opened my eyes as far as like, okay, so what am I budgeting for, and like what am I getting things out of it? Someone actually mentioned on like a separate live stream talking about like the discourse here that they kind of go through a couple games like a month like through Game Pass, and that kind of justifies the pricing for Ultimate. And I looked back on that and I was like, I don't really play a lot of games these days on Xbox. Well, it usually depends on like the release of a game here and there. Otherwise, I'm kind of playing on other consoles. So I think right now I'm gonna just kind of suspend my like Ultimate subscription and just see how things play out. See if I really need that.
I am going to having a kid at Game Pass is going to be my best friend. So
yeah,
I'm going to.
That's true.
So because like I'm not missing out on Doom: The Dark Ages. You know what I mean? So
true.
Realistically, I'm still cool. Like I said, the price hike for me, it's $3 a month. Okay, sorry. I'm still making up the money playing all the new releases coming out. So for me, like I'm going to play Indiana Jones this year. I'm going to play Avowed when it comes out. I'm going to play Call of Duty Black Ops 6 when it comes out. Even Towerborn, that's still supposed to come out this year. So
yeah.
I'm still going to be there for all the fun Xbox games that are coming out this year. I just think it's a little scummy to be promising day one games and then all of a sudden doing this to everybody.
Yeah.
Because not everybody's going to want to pay for Game Pass Ultimate. That's not exactly what everybody wants.
I like the perspective because I've been like viewing Game Pass as with the dollar increases, just kind of looking at as like the general year. So like 12 months of like Game Pass now will become like $220 or something like that, instead of like back. I always think back to like when it was like just $10.
Is it $220?
I believe so.
No, $240.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, $240. $240 a year, but games are now $70.
No, that's true. If I see more consistent $70 games for sure, then that'll actually be worth it.
Like already, I mean, I was gonna say we've already made up the money this year. I mean, Hellblade, it was $50 when it came out, so there's that. What was another big Xbox title this year early? I'm trying to remember.
I'm trying to remember that one too. There was another one.
There was one. I can't remember. Nope. It's gone.
Unless you want to mention what was it? One that recently showed up on Game Pass. It's not first party, but
which was
it's under Blizzard, right? I don't know.
Blizzard is first party, so Diablo 4 was a big one. You're right.
Yeah.
Diablo 4 is $70. So they're like that right there, $70 plus the $50 game. That's already $120 with 2 games.
That's fair.
Then you got Indiana Jones coming out. Then you have Avowed. Then you have Call of Duty. You're already making up way past the $240 mark.
That is true. And if you are playing through games, even if they're not like new games, like say you're still playing through Sea of Thieves and you're still using the online services, then yeah, you're consistently using it. Therefore, you're justifying the cost.
Yeah, so you're fine. Like for me, I just get to play new releases and I'll go, wow, this is good. And that's about it. Like next year, you damn well know I'll be using it for Doom. So
yeah, I got that.
Yeah, Doom: The Dark Ages is next year. South of Midnight's next year. Oh my god, like yeah.
I guess for me, I guess I have to just play it like a little bit more consistently.
Fable, there you go. Yeah,
true that.
Fable's also good.
So I'm gonna be. For me, it's worth it. And I also have the monthly plan because I can cancel it whenever I really want.
Yeah.
So let's say there is a dry spell again. I'm just going to cancel it for the year, and then I'll come back next year to play all of everything.
Yeah. I don't even know. Does Ultimate have like the yearly plan? Because that wasn't really...
They don't. Ultimate does not have a yearly plan. You pay by month.
Was it the family plan that they had originally? That was like a yearly thing?
Something like that.
I might just do some backcheck on that.
But no, the real tragedy is that removing day one access for standard Game Pass. I get it for core. I get it if you were getting Xbox Game Pass core. Because they don't even let you get to normal Game Pass stuff with that. But removing it for just the standard version of Game Pass, that's dumb. That beats the whole goddamn purpose of Game Pass. So I don't know. Pretty dumb on their part. That's all I have to say.
It's a rough one. But I will say, you know, what like softens the blow is to see Neon White show up on Game Pass. Fair enough.
It's a good game though. That's a good game though.
Was it another Crab's Treasure that you might have?
Yeah, that was a day one Game Pass game.
Yeah. I didn't know. I didn't know if that was the one you were referencing, as far as like a big release. Either that or it was just like the return of Octopath Traveler.
Octopath. That's a big one too, especially because they've been contracted for until 2030. Is that what that was?
Whoa,
that was the year.
That's
so those are going to be on there for a while if you want to play some good, like honest to god, good JRPGs. Octopath Traveler 1 is a good, in my opinion, 7 out of 10 game, and Octopath Traveler 2 is a good 10 out of 10 game. So I definitely recommend both because they're great HD 2D games.
I guess my only question now is just like with that Xbox standard tier, you know, if it's not going to be day one, when exactly is it going to be?
That's a very good question to bring up because I asked the same thing too, and I can't find an answer because how long are we waiting? If you tell me 2 weeks, you got to wait 2 weeks. Okay, I guess it's fine.
But if
you're telling me like 3 months, that's kind of yikes.
It's like a King Kong and Godzilla 2 like type of release time for like subscriptions on like, where was it actually? I think HBO Max.
Yeah. The thing is, the average person who's gonna pay for Game Pass, right? Let me rephrase this. People who play Call of Duty only play Call of Duty. All right. I have a friend that's like that. He only plays Call of Duty. And he has Game Pass. So he was like, yes, I'm ready to play Game Pass, Call of Duty. Now he found out it's not day one. He just removed Game Pass. What's the point?
Whoa. Okay.
So he was going to use Game Pass because he was like, you know what? I have it. I might as well try new games and stuff too. But now there's no Call of Duty day one. So he's like, whatever.
I see. So he's
because
really prioritizing
Call of Duty is going to sell no matter what. That's what I'm trying to tell people. A game is going to sell no matter what. All right. The price increase, I guess, makes sense. But like it really did not need to happen.
From a business standpoint, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that was just going to be an ultimatum. Well, yeah, eventually they were going to get to that.
We all knew it couldn't stay. We all knew it couldn't stay perfect for forever.
No.
Yeah, but I guess like there'll be an upper limit to where it will no longer be like too justified. I guess unless they kept their library for as long as they have, for especially like first party. Like if they're just there forever, and yeah, they should be there forever. So I guess that would justify any type of purchases for anyone, especially jumping in. But y'all know that I was on the Adobe Suite subscriptions for a while, and they definitely kept jacking up the cost for that to a point where you're paying for a game per month essentially.
Yep.
And so
I would argue what Adobe did was worse.
Yeah, that's true because they had cancellation fees. Crazy.
Disgusting.
Of like what, $45 like, ew. Brother, ew.
Absolutely. Yeah, brother, ew. What's that, brother?
But like, it's weird with like Xbox because if they were releasing like a game, like first party game, like per month at a certain rate, and they were charging $60 like a month for Game Pass, then I can kind of see that. Even, but like, I still got like a bad taste just even thinking about it.
Yeah. It does really suck though. Like that one clause right there is the only thing that bothers me at all this.
Albeit though,
really,
I'm still paying for games, so that like each month. So that,
yeah,
yeah, fair enough.
I'm looking at it as like I'm thinking about it as like, how can I guess this is gonna sound bad. I'm trying to think of it as like, how can I play a game still, but like at the same time, understanding that money is gonna be tight for me, and Game Pass is gonna be a big help, especially because I'm gonna be able to play these big titles coming out day one. And honestly, it's got me thinking I should look into getting a PlayStation Portal.
Oh, really? Oh, I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
So that I'm able to just kind of have it there, because I think the PlayStation Portal will work if I'm at home.
Yeah. It'll definitely do that.
Like, probably just have it with me like while the baby's taking a nap. Because my plan is to only do my own things in life when the baby's sleeping or taking naps. I want to be with the baby at all times.
Just do what my brother did. He took care of the kid and played games at the same time.
Well, yeah, when they're like 1 or 2, yeah, that makes sense, dog.
Oh, no, dude, my brother was
not the terrible 2s though.
Yeah, but that's the problem. Once they start walking, you're screwed. Like, you gotta be on them. Like,
they're mobile.
No, exactly. No, that is the thing though. It's when they get mobile that's when you really gotta start.
That's when you really gotta be on it. That's why.
I got logged in.
Yeah, but I don't want to be that like parent that like neglects them for all my other things. I want to be there with them and like, you know, and play with them, grow with them, like have all these things. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, like, Switch is gonna be my best friend, 100%. Like, 100%. The Switch is gonna be my goddamn best friend. Like, like more than it already is. So
I feel it. Although I guess like with the PlayStation Portal, would you even like consider trying? What was the? I have it in the back over there.
The Backbone, right? The backbone controller, cloud. I don't know, maybe. I just like the idea of having the DualSense on me.
That's also true.
Yeah, a dedicated like hardware that excels in what it does. That's what I want. But $200 is a lot, so like,
not wrong.
I'd rather keep that $200 for the next Switch. You know what I mean?
It's true.
Little Switch.
Switch 2, baby.
Yeah.
That's not the topic.
Do you know what's crazy? The Switch 2 will be the first console in my lifetime where I'll be a father. That's kind of crazy, and then like in my mind.
Oh, okay.
Because I look, I know I keep talking, I keep bringing this up,
You're
but
the
like
Switch. Gabriel is the Switch 2.
I look at my library, because that's basically what makes me collect games. Is like I can pick out a game and it's like a memory for me. It's like physical form of my memories, and like I can literally like tell you, for the most part, I can be like, yeah, I played this game on this, like, not like specific days, but I knew what was happening around me at the time frame, what was going on. Like,
you want to know the thought that just came into my head when you said that?
What?
It's that, imagine, I don't want this to happen, but imagine one day something happens with Phil and he gets like Alzheimer's or dementia or some shit, and you just take him into the game room, and all of a sudden he's the same old guy again. It's like, oh my god!
It's just like a whole like movie, like, yeah.
It's like, because it happens to people with music a lot, actually.
Yep.
It just activates something in their brain that brings them back.
Music also does that to me too. Yes. But like, for instance, like Metroid Prime has a memory in my head because I remember playing it during a bad time, or like my dog passed away that week, but I used Metroid Prime to just kind of get through it. Like I was just playing it as a way of grief. So every time Metroid Prime comes out, the original Metroid Prime, the first one, I just remember it because of that. But I also love that game, so it's my favorite GameCube game. So you know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
Or Mario 3D World is a game I'll always remember because it's the first game I ever beat with Katrina when we first started going out. And it was like a game that she was like, well, I want to be interested in your hobbies. What do you like to do? And she wanted to, so we played Mario World 3D World all the way through, 100% of it.
Very nice.
So like things like that is going to be like, it's always stuck with me. Animal Crossing New Leaf, I didn't even really play it. I only know a lot of that game because Katrina played it in front of me. And that, like, for me, I was like, wow, I really understood. Like, she knows this game way better than I ever thought. So, like, things like that always pop up.
Mm.
And Switch 2 will be the first console that comes out when I'm follow. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
What a world we live in, dog.
What a time.
What a time. What a time. What else is on the news docket?
Oh, let me go and pull it up. I believe. Oh, I gotta scroll all the way down to the bottom here. Oh. Phil? Mark?
Me?
What's an Emio?
Oh. I apparently, if you go to the Japanese Nintendo website and you click the link, the name Smiling Man shows up.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, so for context, let's
lost on this one.
Okay, yeah. So Mark, get this, all right, and I want you to understand like what's going on here, because Nintendo doesn't do this. It's really, really weird that they're promoting a game like this. What if I were to tell you, Mark, that they are teasing a rated M horror game with Nintendo's name on it? Like, it's not a third-party game.
I'm going to say it's a first-party game.
It seems like it's a first-party game. Yes, there's evidence that shows it's first-party. The trailer ends with the big Nintendo like screen at the end that with their logo on it. That doesn't only happens on first-party games.
What timeline are we in?
That's what I'm saying. If you look at the Switch, the only rated M game, they've only published 3 rated M games on the Switch: Bayonetta 1, Bayonetta 2, and Bayonetta 3. Like,
shit, the only thing I would be able to think of is like the only thing I could think of even close to that would be like the Fatal Frame.
I was gonna say that's, I'm glad you brought that up because I initially thought this might have been a Fatal Frame 6, but because Nintendo does own the rights to Fatal Frame, that's something they did let Koei Tecmo release it on other platforms with the remasters, but they own the rights to Fatal Frame. Even though it's not their property, they own it.
Mm-hmm.
So I assumed this was a new Fatal Frame, and I was like, wow, a new Fatal Frame? Like, this is going to be cool. It's not. Seems to be something. At first the rumor was that it was Bloober Team, and that scared me a little bit. Because like I don't hate Bloober Team, but at the same time, like their games are a little crusty, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They're not terrible, but they're a little crusty, just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I have some hope for Silent Hill 2, but you know, that's a Bloober Team game, so we'll see how that turns out. But no, apparently this is not a Bloober Team game. This is something that seems to be at the very bare minimum mark being published with Nintendo's name on it. And this is a rated M horror game, and I think the Australian rating system actually talked about what was in the game, like content wise, or why it has the adult rating.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pulling up the article right now so I can find it. It was let's see, a lot of horrific mature themes according to its ratings. It contains. Sorry, hold on. Did you guys hear an ad?
I didn't hear anything.
Nope.
Okay, that was on me. My bad. For some reason, an ad started playing.
Gotcha. Roger.
Roger.
Yeah, Australia has it classified as M15 with it's their rated M version. Their version of rated M contains strong themes of violence and suicide references, violence, cruelty, domestic abuse, and suicide themes.
Hi. I'll do it.
And dog, this is pointing out because if you go to that link for the 15-second trailer, it's a teaser. They didn't even announce a game yet. It's a teaser, but the official Nintendo Twitter account or X accounts have posted this. It's on the official Nintendo website. You go to the link and it takes you to Nintendo's website. It doesn't take you to anywhere else. This seems to be a first party game, and I don't know what it is. And the idea of Nintendo themselves making a rated M horror game sounds so damn cool. But let me be very clear. Why can't they? You know what I mean? Why aren't they allowed to? I get it. Nintendo has an image, but like they're also a game developer. They can do whatever the hell they want.
True.
If they wanted to sit here and make rated M games, they can make rated M games. It doesn't have to just be, these like family friendly games all the time.
For a lot of people, it might just feel out of pocket.
Yeah. And you know what? The way that they released it was also like the weirdest thing. Just like on a random, what day was it? This because it was on the 10th.
Yeah, just random day. They were just
random morning. They drop a 15-second video. What is the title? Like who's Emio?
What is it? Who is Emio? Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just like this guy, a paper bag with a smiley face like markered on it, and that's it. That was it. There's nothing else.
And it's crazy. It's crazy because Nintendo doesn't promote games like this. They don't sit here teasing games like this. Nintendo's pretty damn straightforward. I mean, they'll literally tell you what the game is. Like,
like
so,
sorry. Go ahead. I was gonna say, like, the only teaser that I remember vividly is really just the announcement for Legend of Zelda, like Breath of the Wild, or the sequel to that in development. That was it.
But they told you the name. They said a sequel to the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. They haven't said what this is. Like,
this is true.
But I think that this game is coming out sooner than later because it's got a rating already. It has the rated M, like for mature rating. Usually when a game has a rating already listed, it means it's already gone through certifications. So, because that's how Nintendo World Championships was leaked through the rating system. So, what is this? Is it? I personally, if it's a first-party Nintendo horror game, I'm in. That sounds so cool because Nintendo's all about gameplay, and I want to see what they can do with a horror genre. Not just like Luigi's Mansion. I understand that that's their take on the horror genre, but like a real, legitimate Japanese-style horror game that involves ghosts and stuff. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. I want to get scared.
Get spooked.
And knowing Nintendo, they'll do it in October. If anything, that game will release in October because they've traditionally done like horror themed games in October. Mario Party Superstars had Horrorland, and that's how they used to promote it for October. Or Luigi's Mansion 3 came out on Halloween, and Bayonetta 3 came out in October because witches and stuff like that. So like they traditionally will do like those kinds of games in October. And so I think Mario Party Jamboree is not the only one coming out that month. That'd be pretty cool. I want to see more of this. I want to see what it is. Is it tank controls? Is it third person? What kind of horror game is this?
Yeah, I'm curious about it too. Thanks, Abraham. I was thinking about like Bayonetta. I was like, I guess witches and stuff, but like otherwise.
Yeah, Nintendo is not afraid to show fan service. That was something people were afraid of when they said they were going to do Bayonetta 2. Was like, were they going to tone down the Bayonetta like fan servicey stuff? And
I think it's a case by case.
No, because in trailers it shows like they were toning it down, but that's just for advertisement. When you start the game, you're like, oh, got it. They didn't very much a Bayonetta game. Got it. Like I was once I started that game, Bayonetta 2 back on Wii U, I knew. I was like, okay, we're back. I was like, I have nothing to worry about. This is going to be a fantastic game.
Now I was thinking about like censorship stuff. But that's more fan service than it is like horror stuff. Which I think it depends actually on like another party.
Yeah. I mean, they did tone down Fatal Frame Made in the Black Water when they brought it over to America.
Oh, okay, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, the Japanese Wii U versions had like, if you beat the game, you can get like skimpy outfits for your characters and whatnot.
Oh, something like that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but over here they took that out and they gave you Zero Suit Samus outfit or Princess Zelda's outfit.
Which some would argue.
Fair enough.
Some would argue.
It's pretty cool.
Zero Suit Samus outfit. Some might argue. I mean, same thing.
Depending on the crowd, yeah.
It depends on the crowd.
Depending on
yeah.
But the recent re-release of that game for Switch doesn't have that because it's not published by Nintendo.
Yeah.
Nintendo's name is in that game on every console, including PlayStation and Xbox. The thing is just that they didn't develop it, and this version wasn't developed, or they have nothing to do with funding this version.
Mm-hmm.
So they just let it go. They just let it happen. Instead, it has Atelier costumes instead.
Thighs. You
got Atelier Ryza costumes for Made in the Black Water, I think.
That's so funny. What a crossover.
Exactly,
well, I mean, it is Koei Tecmo, so
true. True, so they can totally just do that.
Yeah, I need to pick those up. I think I gotta import those. They didn't make those physically in the States.
Oh yeah,
those are for my first party Nintendo collection. I don't consider it first party, but they are Nintendo games, so I kind of want to get both because they remastered the fourth Fatal Frame game, which was never released in the West up until this point. That was the one for the Wii. I think it's a Wii game. That was
Wii.
It's kind of written by Suda51. So I was like, yo.
Crazy.
So I kind of want to get that one. And then Made in the Black Water was the Wii U game. So I want to get that one as well.
We would like to play.
Yeah. Yeah. Fatal Frame's so good, guys. I wish they would bring the first three. If they bring the first three, man, we are cooking. Like two, I think it's 2 Crimson Butterfly, or no, I think 3 is Crimson Butterfly. Either way, Fatal Frame 2, goated game. Just saying. Right. Messed up as hell, but it's goated. Like,
okay, all right. I got another thing of news actually.
Okay.
Y'all know a game called Ace Combat 7: Skies Unknown?
Yeah.
Hasn't that game been out for forever now?
It's been out since 2019. Mark. But just recently got a port for the Nintendo Switch.
Yep.
It did?
Yep. Bandai Namco ported Ace Combat 7 to the Switch, and I heard that port is insanely good.
Must have really optimized it.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't look as pretty, but it runs, I think, at a 60 frames per second, and I was like, how?
Ooh, runs like a dream.
It runs like a dream.
I think it
might not be 60. It might not be 60, but it definitely runs with no hitches or anything. It looks great.
Okay.
It's a really good version of the game if you want to play it.
Yeah, I was trying to see if there was like a physical that included the deluxe edition, and not in the West. Not in the West. They got a European version. They got a Korean version. I think that's it.
Yeah, they Bandai is really weird. They like to pick and choose what they think gets like physical copies in the West. Like Klonoa didn't get one in the West.
Yeah.
And it's like, what?
Yeah.
Baten Kaitos 1 and 2 didn't get one in the West, and I was like, what? but Pac-Man World, let's go.
No, it has to be Pac-Man.
It's got to be Pac-Man. But
gotta be Pac-Man.
This is one of those that's not getting it, and so if you want to get one, you got to import it. Personally, I've been taking a liking to the Ace Combat series. Not recently, but like I've been collecting Namco games on PlayStation, and one of the series would be Ace Combat. And so if I'm going to get Ace Combat 7, I'm going to get the PlayStation 4 version that has VR support.
Yeah, I do remember doing some research on that. Like, their roots really do come from PlayStation over there as well.
Yeah, so personally, it's PlayStation version for me. But I think that game is really cool.
I never thought I would get into it, and I would still have to try it out. But like, if you go on Spotify and you just like search up Ace Combat 7, you just search for that soundtrack and you start playing it, it's something else, dude.
It's
something else.
The best way to describe that series is airplane dogfights, anime.
Yep.
The story is anime as all hell, but the dogfights, the mechanics are so clean. Like it's very arcadey. It's not realistic at all.
Sounds like fun to me.
That's what I said. I was like, the thing about Ace Combat is you just go into the mindset that this is not a realistic game. You are going in and you are going to be pulling off crazy maneuvers, thinking you are Top Gun or something, and just like having fun. The game is really good with a really good story. They have really fun stories to go through. I've only really played through Ace Combat 4 for the PS2. I think that's what it is. Yeah. Yeah, because the first 3 are on PS3. Yes.
Oh, interesting.
So I'm sorry. The first 3 are PS1. I apologize. I don't know why I said PS3.
I thought that meant like.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm dumb.
Oh, okay, so it's just PlayStation. Okay, all right.
Yeah, PlayStation 1 has the first 3. PlayStation 2 has 4 and 5, and then 6 was actually a 360 exclusive. So there's that.
What the hell?
Yeah. Well, this is when Namco was making games for the Xbox, because Ridge Racer 6 is also exclusive for the 360, and then Ridge Racer 7 was exclusive for the PlayStation 3. So. It's. Yeah, because remember, Xbox had a leg up on the HD era.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
The 360 dominated the PS3.
Yep. So everybody was trying to get on that early. So Namco was one of those people to try to put out Tales of Vesperia exclusively to 360.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then they put out Ace Combat 6, and then they put out Ridge Racer 6. So.
All right. And then 7 just kind of like was given to everybody.
7 was on Xbox One and PS4, yeah.
Yeah, it was multi-platform.
Yeah, and now it's on Switch. Yep. Good games.
Crazy soundtrack.
Yeah. Namco don't miss with their classic franchises. The music, God tier. They don't miss.
It's like what are they cooking with that?
Literally, look up Tekken soundtracks, look up Ace Combat soundtracks, look up Ridge Racers. Yeah,
okay.
They don't, and the Tales of series. Yeah, they don't miss. Like, They cook.
So the last bit of news I have is actually not a video game thing. It's actually a movie thing.
Okay. Ooh.
It's Captain America: Brave New World.
That's right. The trailer dropped.
Trailer dropped.
Yeah. And
they did, Mark. It did.
Yeah,
Harrison Ford.
Yeah, we followed the story of Sam, and it also features Harrison Ford, who I guess I totally missed this, but screenshots show that he's going to be the Red Hulk.
He's replacing the actor who passed away. I'm trying to remember the character's name. Isn't it? He was in MCU. It's just
yeah.
I can't remember.
I must have mistakenly heard you. I thought you said Harrison Ford was going to be playing the Red Hulk.
That's correct.
Oh.
It's a weird time, Mark. I'm trying to process it too.
Because he's playing. I'm trying to remember the character's name. Why am I forgetting this character's name?
Here, let's go ahead and.
He's playing Lieutenant Ross. There you go.
I'm just trying to process right now that Han Solo is the Red Hulk.
I'm Han Solo.
So loud.
Yeah, like deadass. Like it's because the original actor who played Ross passed away. So to replace him, Harrison Ford will be taking up the mantle. But everyone knows that in the comics, Lieutenant Ross is the Red Hulk. So they're going to introduce Red Hulk to the MCU.
Which is pretty cool. I was saying that I wasn't too familiar with like the lore of Red Hulk. I think about Planet Hulk, and I get close to that.
Oh yeah, Red Hulk is it's always been Ross.
Interesting. I never knew about that. Nice.
Yep. So it wasn't a long trailer. It's definitely a teaser trailer, but it comes out in February next year. Speaking of which, Deadpool and the Wolverine next.
Looking forward to that.
I'm actually excited because that's happening during Comic-Con, but we were able to secure like tickets for that too. So we'll be watching it over there. So I'm like, ooh.
I will be making a date night Friday night for that. It's gonna be freaking cool.
Mm-hmm.
Another movie I kind of wanted to bring up because I know it's not maybe your guys' ballparks, but yesterday, Longlegs came out, and I heard that movie is getting crazy ratings. Like, I think it's got a 91% audience and 100% critics.
What
on Rotten Tomato?
What are we?
And it's being compared to as a new Silence of the Lambs type movie.
Huh.
So it's horror, but it's a murder mystery.
Interesting.
Which really hasn't been critically acclaimed since Silence of the Lambs. If you've ever seen that movie's incredible. One of the best movies of all time. It won Best Picture, I forgot which year, but it's the only horror movie ever to win Best Picture at the Oscars. So this is being compared to that, and Nicolas Cage apparently is the villain. And yeah, it's this crazy like detective trying to follow a case of murders, and the murders are like gruesome as all hell and crazy stuff happening.
Oh man,
yeah, I want to watch it. It seems so cool. I might get tickets for it tomorrow. We'll see.
That reminds me. What was that horror movie that you had brought up? That was kind of the killer's perspective.
In a Violent Nature.
Oh yeah. So I had no intention of finding this, but it just kind of rolled up in my feed as like it was that short of like the girl doing yoga at the cliffside, and she turns around.
No, you actually saw that scene.
I didn't see like the actual like horrendous scene of it. It's just her turning around, and I was like, oh, pause that. Pause that. I know what happens next.
that is the most. That one, it was the coolest kill of the entire movie, but two, it was the most gruesome one. I would say that was hardcore. Like that was the best scene in the entire movie because we all sat there like, whoa! That was such a cool kill. Like for a horror movie, I was like, yes, tight. Like, I'm a big fan of horror movies, so like this appeals to me.
Crazy.
But I want to go see Longlegs. I heard it's really good. And then apparently, like someone like, and it's this movie, the company Neon. This is their best-selling movie so far in theaters.
Whoa.
Yeah, they've made already the money back and everything.
Oh.
So I'm like, damn. Do we have an Oscar nominee in our hands? Like with a horror movie? Is that what I'm looking at? Like that'd be crazy. Again, horror movies don't get usually picked for Oscars. They're not that. They like the Oscars are very artsy fartsy, like trying to get like dramas and whatnot as the most like top tier things. Like I said, Silence of the Lambs was the last horror film ever, I think, to win Best Picture, and that was 1991. So it had to have won 1992.
Sheesh.
Like, okay. That's crazy. And God, Silence of the Lambs is so cool. It's such a good movie. Mark, have you seen that movie?
Nope.
Dude, oh my God.
You're asking the wrong guy about horror stuff.
But it's horror, but it's more like a serial killer. So like it's definitely a detective murder mystery movie more than it is horror. But it's just so creepy about it.
Okay.
They make it's very creepy about it. It basically boils. I'm not going to give you the whole plot because it sounds of the Lambs. You should have already known this. But realistically, it's a detective needs the help of a actual serial killer to catch a serial killer.
That is a really cool premise, yeah.
And Anthony Hopkins won Best Actor for that role, for his role as Hannibal Lecter. That's the first movie with Hannibal Lecter in it. And that's my favorite scene too in the whole movie, when he escapes the jail. I was like, whoa. It's like the craziest, it's the craziest planned out escape. So good. What a good movie. That's Anaya and I have been talking about it. We've been wanting to watch every Best Picture winner from 1928 up until now.
Whoa.
We've been talking about it on the side. And to do that, we would need to pick up copies of every movie, but that would be kind of interesting to do, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because one, I'd get to be a little bit more cultured in watching some older films. Not that I haven't. I've seen Casablanca, and I've seen is it called The Grand Hotel?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Grand Hotel. I've seen stuff like that. But there's some movies in there I have not watched. I've never seen the original first Best Picture Wings, you know? And my dad apparently has, and he's my dad's a very big movie buff, so he's seen like everything.
Oh, he loves movies.
Huh?
He loves movies.
He loves movies. Like he absolutely can sit down and watch a whole movie, and he knows everything about it. Like we were watching what's that James Dean movie? The one that everyone knows.
I guess I don't. I'm like, wait, what do you mean?
He only has 3 movies. He died after the 3rd one.
Damn. All right, but that helps cut it down.
Yeah, I believe it's
let's take a look.
Rebel Without a Cause. Rebel Without a Cause, 1955.
I was about to get there. Okay.
Yeah, that's the one. Although East of Eden, 1955 as well, is also really good. So yeah, we just like I get a lot of my movie knowledge from my dad.
Hmm.
And then music, I get it from everywhere. And then video games is just like me. So
Yeah.
I'm cultured. My kid's gonna be cultured.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Got the vinyl player and everything.
But if you don't have any more news, I did want to bring up NSO updates real quick.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, we got 2 NSO updates within the last 2 weeks. We got one this week and we got one 2 weeks ago. And I'll start with the one 2 weeks ago first. We got 7 NES games that dropped. I have them in front of me, and I played every single one of them to give you a quick, like, do I feel like they're good or bad? Like, good, bad, or mid is what I'm going to call this. Ready? First one, the crown jewel of the entire update. The absolute goated one. Cobra Triangle. This is actually an Xbox Game Studio to own game. So, this is a game by Rare. It was in 1989. It's this really cool game where you play a boat, and it's like a variety of missions. And it's not just like driving a boat. It's also like shooting down enemies, killing the boss, helping prisoners escape, getting bombs out of there. Like, it's really good game. Very fun, very variety, goated. That's a good game. Donkey Kong Jr. Math. This is an interesting one in the fact that this is the most expensive NES game I would have to buy personally for my first party collection. This is like a $300 game. And it's not good.
Not from the math.
It's not good. It's literally Donkey Kong Jr., but they're trying to teach you math. So you gotta add numbers and subtract numbers and multiply and divide. And I'm like, my brother in Christ, if I wanted to play a math game, I could just play with my calculator. I don't want to play this.
Nah, Math Blaster, baby.
Yeah, it's cute that it's on here, but
sure.
Like you don't gotta play that. That's a whatever game. Pass on that one. Golf, straight up golf. The only interesting thing to note is that this is actually the first game programmed by the late Satoru Iwata. And it's literally what you think it is. It's golf. I don't know what else. It's golf. Here's the other fun fact. I know the other fun fact. Wii Sports and Nintendo Switch Sports as well, because it has the golf update. All the golf course designs come from this game.
I see. Okay.
If you take the overhead view, they're the exact same 18 holes.
Oh.
So, fun facts. There you go. That's a mid. It's a mid game. Like I said good, mid, or bad. This one's mid.
I got you.
Yeah, it's not terrible. It plays. It's golf. Like, if you know how to play it, then you'll play it. Mock Rider. This is a cool one. It's a first party Nintendo game where you're riding a motorcycle and you're shooting down bad guys. I like this game, but I also know that it's not a game that's held up pretty well. So I'll say mid, but I like the game. It's actually pretty fun. If you can get used to the controls. The music is in Smash, by the way. It's really good.
Okay.
For this particular game. Very good game. This is the one game I didn't know what it was. It's an import. It's The Mystery of Atlantis. This is a Sunsoft game. Pretty bad, to be honest with you. You don't need English to play it. There really isn't text. I don't know what I'm doing in the game, so therefore it's bad. Like that's probably ignorant. I'll probably learn how to play it, but like I didn't know what I was doing. Solar Jetman is the other Xbox Game Studios game developed by Rare. This is in 1990. It's kind of in the same series as their Jetpack games, if you've ever played those.
Mm.
Yeah, go on Rare Replay, by the way. All these NES games are on there. And this one's actually kind of cool. It's the most graphically impressive one for the NES. It looks really crazy for an NES game. It's got like really smooth animation. Like for the ship, like they literally drew every frame of the ship to spin, so it just looks really cool and like in movement.
Oh, I see.
And you're basically have to. It's like physics based, so you have to like float through space and learn how like when to thrust your thrusters and stuff like that. And it's kind of fun if you put the time into it. It's pretty fun. So I would say good. This is a good one. And then the butt of every Nintendo fanboy's joke. It's here, ladies and gentlemen. Urban Champion has finally made it to the Nintendo Switch, and it's the first fighting game. Like it's credited as one of the first fighting games, one-on-one fighting games. If you want my honest opinion, I actually think it's kind of fun with a friend. If you're playing it by yourself, yeah, it's kind of boring. It's not that good. But if you're playing it with a friend, you could get some fun out of it. But I would put this as bad, yes.
Fair enough.
So two good games overall. And I think they're fun NES games. Why I wanted to bring up the NES games is because we're pretty. I don't know what else they can add first party wise. I know of one game in particular that still needs to get on here. And that's the only one left. I think it's Zoda's Revenge, Star Tropics 2. That would be the only NES first party game left. So I have no idea what else they can add. But if they're getting if they're getting stuff from Rare, Battletoads, please. It's like the only other Rare game left. Do it.
Do it.
Give me a reason never to pop in Rare Replay again. Come on, please. Which is not true because I actually really love Rare Replay. And then for Game Boy Advance this week, we got a doozy of an update. I was like, wow, that's a crazy update. We got the first 3 Densetsu no Starfy games. All Japanese imports. Never made. This is the first time they were being officially given to us in the West. And Starfy is that starfish assist trophy from Smash, if you don't know.
Yeah. Or
he kind of
I believe there's some other works from Starfy as well.
There's only 5 Starfy games. So 5 Starfy games, and we only got one. I got it right here in front of me. This is the legendary Starfy for the DS. Fun fact, this is Starfy 5.
It's the 5th game.
It took them 5 games to localize one Starfy game. This is the only one we ever got in America.
I remember you telling us this before.
Yes, because I bought the case for this finally. I had the game for a while. Card only,
yeah.
But I wanted the case so I can have everything together. So I finally bought a box for it. But they actually gave us on the Switch the original first 3 Starfy games, which is really cool. Because theoretically, English is not required. So when Nintendo gives you an import, they don't translate the games. It's literally the Japanese ROM as is. Which, in this case, it is a little detrimental to the game, in my opinion. Like I said earlier, I beat the first game right before this podcast. And while I found the gameplay itself to be really fun, and it's charming, it's cute, the music's really fun, they're described as marine platformers because the most time you're swimming.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, you're swimming a lot of it. So if you don't like water games, if you don't like water levels and platformers,
you never like those Mario levels in the water,
then you ain't not gonna like this game at all.
Because it's just the game.
But I will also say it's baby's first platformer. It's very easy. Like they're not meant to be hard at all. I would go as far as to say that they're even easier than Kirby games.
Whoa. Okay.
They share a lot of similarities. You can tell when you're playing it. So Kirby fans, rise up. You're going to love these games.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We also have official names for them in English too. Densetsu no Starfy. So, because in Japan it's called Densetsu no Staffy.
Oh.
These games are now officially known as Densetsu no Starfy, or translates to The Legend of Starfy.
Pog.
Let's go.
But the first 3 games that were on Game Boy Advance have been released in the West for the first time. They are not in English. So my problem is there's like story and there's a lot of text. However, it's not necessary to know it to play through the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, the game's 2D platformer, so you're not gonna need story. And besides, like, these games don't have like a crazy lore riddled story. It's just Starfish needs to save the world. All right.
Let's do it.
Yeah. They're good though. They're very fun. I highly recommend some people check this out. I need to know why the third game has 4 players. I need to know what that's about. I have never seen these. But for me, this is cool. This is new Nintendo first-party games I've never been able to play officially. And now they're on my Switch in an official capacity, and I can play them. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I look at it. So
That's
three big GBA games added right after we just got Metroid Zero Mission and Zelda Four Swords. Like, that's what a time to be alive, dude. Game Boy Advance rising up right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Wario Land, come on.
That's also true. I think that's definitely missing. There's actually a fair bit of games missing. Yeah.
I was gonna say there's a good amount. Like Fire Emblem and Sacred Stones is still not there.
True that. Yeah, you're right.
F-Zero GP Legends. Kirby's Nightmare in Dreamland.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big one that's not on there. The Metroids are on here now. WarioWare Twisted can work because the gyro on your controller would work.
Mm-hmm.
That would be cool. Yeah, there's a good amount of games.
Yeah,
that's still can come on. And now, and I should have realized they were going to import games because Kuro Kururin was one of the first games they gave us.
Yeah,
and that's an import game. Granted, that game is in English because it released in Europe, so they gave us the European version, which does run 60. So because it wasn't tied to a console, portable games ran 60 over there. So you're getting the full experience. But yeah, these ones are Japanese. They've never released anywhere but Japan. So that means we can get other games too. That's pretty cool. I don't know what other Game Boy Advance games don't really require English, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was thinking that considering the pacing that they went with these like 2 lineups of like Game Boy Advance games, like whether it be like from Metroid side or like this week for Starfy, obviously they want to continue supporting that, and we've kind of come to an agreement that, you know, when Switch 2 comes around, that's not a service that goes down, that stays up. So
100%.
So if they got, or at least, yeah, they do have like quite a lifetime just to continue supporting it, and I'm just kind of curious as to like the pacing that they're going to go with, you know, Game Boy Advance, and I guess the higher tiers as well.
Yeah, I just wonder because we're not there yet. I think Game Boy Advance definitely still has, like we said, first party games that still need to be added. Because right here in front of me, the GBA doesn't have third party games. I think it's the only app to not have third party games yet. Mm-hmm. But once we start getting to the third party side, then this collection starts looking really good. I mean, you give me the Sonic Advance games, we are cooking. Like, you give me the Sonic Advances, you give me like I don't know, the Sword of Mana.
Astro Boy?
I wish we got Astro Boy because that's a treasure game. Like, that'd be so cool. But like, you start giving me more games than just Nintendo, I'll be pretty happy.
Let's go Digimon.
Oh my god. Because N64 has third-party games already.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the Donkey Kong Country ports on Game Boy Advance. Yo, give me those. That'd be tight. I know they're just Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and 3, but 3 has like the most changes, and I love that game. The Game Boy Advance version, hot take, for me is better than the Super Nintendo version. So I kind of want to play that. But like, yeah, and then I think my thing is a lot of the Game Boy stuff, having the ability to play local wireless or online multiplayer lets me actually experience these modes that I never would have thought to ever play when I was younger.
It kind of like, really just modernized it.
Because like, let me be clear, we use link cables for Pokemon. We didn't use it for
right.
Correct.
Yeah, we didn't use it to play Mario Advance multiplayer, right? I'm sorry. Like that's not what it was. Maybe Mario Kart. Maybe. But like,
it was mostly for trading Pokemon.
It was mostly for trading and battling Pokemon. That's it. So getting to experience these multiplayer modes for the first time, like Four Swords, right there is the best example of what this service can use. Four Swords gets new life because Four Swords has like things that you can bring over to A Link to the Past, which is also included in that cart, and vice versa. You can get things that connect to each other.
Yeah,
that's
Brian
really
in the
cool.
Chat. He's saying that I went to Nintendo.
Yeah.
We went to Nintendo's headquarters and told them to just port over Rhythm Heaven, or sorry, Rhythm Tengoku, and stop being cowards about it.
So that is a game that doesn't require English. You can play that without English. Menus might be a little cumbersome, but I mean, it's not an English-heavy game. That game could make it to Game Boy Advance. For people who don't know, Rhythm Tengoku is the original Rhythm Heaven. Rhythm Heaven for DS was actually the second game. They didn't translate it until that game. So there is an entire Rhythm Heaven we never got, and that's the one for Game Boy Advance. You may have played some of the games because they're in Mega Mix on 3DS. But that game is really solid. It's really solid, and it's such a good game. I really do hope that game does come over to the West. He said, let us pray, brother. No, there's a lot. You know, Nintendo's been doing a lot of strides for NSO recently. I think that's the big topic here, is that look at the NSO now. Look how, like, the money for this is so worth it now. It's not even funny. Like, now with the deal with Xbox stuff, imports coming in, third-party support here and there now, like, they've been adding some really cool stuff.
Yeah, it's true. Anything that is just on Game Boy Advance, just put it on there. Put it on there.
Well, I'm also just really happy that they're preserving the functionality of these games too. Like I said, the multiplayer stuff is really important. Like why? Like we're able to experience that. Like one day we should plan out Four Swords. I'm not even kidding.
I agree.
Like, we should really plan out to play through Four Swords and really have fun with that. But like functionality wise, the games that have GameCube controller support vibration, you can get it. It works. Motion control games like Kirby's Tilt and Tumble are saved. You can play it with this. Same goes for like, I hope they put, like I said, WarioWare Twisted. That'd be such a good game to have because that whole game requires this. One day I hope to see Mario Paint on the Super Nintendo, because then if you give me a way to just plug in a USB mouse, everyone's got a USB mouse lying around somewhere. Let me have a mouse and let me play Mario Paint. That'd be so cool. And if they do that, then you can import Mario and Wario, which was never released in the States, and it's a Game Freak game. Like, come on, dude.
I think that's the only limitation that they got, because everything we've been talking about has been about the features that other consoles have had, and it's all become full circle because the Switch is essentially a culmination of all those ideas put together. And I think the only thing that they've been missing is mouse and keyboard support for anything.
You know what's funny? You say that, right? The Switch does support keyboard. You can actually type with it.
Okay, then we're just missing the mouse right now.
Yeah, like you can actually, like, if you plug in a USB keyboard, and every time the text shows up, you can actually use it to type. I think. I'm pretty sure that's actually a thing. But no, you're missing one other support thing, and if they can figure out how to do it, maybe like the Wii U, but if they can figure out how to do it, that would also be goated.
Like a USB
to try
mic?
and get no, to get these games, because these games have not been ported yet either, and these would be really cool NSO editions. I'm talking Zapper games. I'm talking light gun games. Because if you can somehow get Duck Hunt, Wild Gunman, Hogan's Alley, my God, now we're cooking. And you can give me Super Scope games like Metal Combat or Yoshi Safari, or you know what I mean? Like, that's what I was thinking too. A Joy-Con just pointing, like kind of like they did with Wii U.
Yeah, they really do have like the little sensor bar like right here. You know,
like if you can,
you were like,
if you can give me, oh my god, if you can give me something like that and those work on the NSO, that'd be cool too. Like like if they're trying to preserve as much functionality as possible, please.
Brian can confirm about the keyboard support. Can't confirm because he used to type with teammates on Overwatch Switch.
Yeah. So we just need the mouse. If you can give me mouse support and we can play Mario Paint again, that'd be so cool. Yes, that's just a bootleg Microsoft Paint, but it's so fun. Like, I just want more. Like this is how you can continue the NSO. It doesn't always have to be new games here and there. It's what I've always said. You don't like, this is really cool content. You don't always have to put these big ass games on there. It could be smaller titles. It doesn't have to always be, it just has to be consistent. It doesn't, now they are very generous this month. 10 games is kind of wild, but it didn't have to be 10 games. It could have been 2 NES games this month, maybe 1 Game Boy Advance game. Then next month, maybe a Genesis game. Genesis hasn't had an update in almost a year now. So the Genesis is ripe for a big old like drop of games. And they haven't just been putting any games either. They've been putting some stuff that's been pretty hard to find, and that's really cool. Like, it's accessible. And then they're putting up games that companies weren't going to do anything with them. The Mega Man games on Game Boy. Yeah. Like, Capcom clearly was not going to do anything with those. So yeah, why not throw them on the NSO? Most of the people who play Mega Man are on Nintendo anyways. I'm talking about myself. And then 64 just got a new, like, fresh of breath like air with the mature app. Now mature games are on the table. That was not a thing because the apps are only rated T. So now mature apps are on the table. You can make a mature rated M app for NES or whatever the hell you want to do. Those are a thing now. We can get away with some of these cooler games too. Like Conker's Bad Fur Day, I'm looking at you. Xbox, give me this. I'm serious. Give me Conker's Bad Fur Day with 4-player online multiplayer, and I Xbox! Give me Conker, and my life is yours. But also, like in that same vein, 64 still has way more games to put too. Super Smash Brothers is not on there. Donkey Kong 64, there, yeah. Diddy Kong Racing.
Not there.
Like, come on, dude. What are we waiting for?
What are you waiting for?
I need that Dangy King.
Love me like you do.
Brian said Conker is free. I know it. He'll return. And Banjo-Tooie, that's the other one's not on there either. Come on.
True.
Give me more of this Rare Replay stuff. People wanted Rare Replay on Switch, right? This is how you're getting Rare Replay. You're not going to get the Xbox 360 stuff. You're getting the original stuff that already exists on these things. Like, keep it coming. Don't stop. We need more of this. And we can get, and then Rare's been putting games that isn't even on Rare Replay. Battletoads and Battle Maniacs on Super Nintendo, that's not on Rare Replay. Neither is the Super Nintendo version of Killer Instinct. Those are not on Rare Replay.
Okay.
So, give me more Rare games that exist. Give me some of those cool, like those random. Give me Anticipation, bro. You ever heard of that game? It's a freaking board game. It's an NES board game developed by Rare.
What the hell?
Oh yeah, it's a first-party Nintendo game. Look it up. It's the whole cover is just a family playing a board game. It looks so dumb. So I'm looking forward to more NSO updates. Honestly, NSO has become, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but like having NSO now like up to this capacity, I don't think I miss Virtual Console anymore.
Oh wow.
No me digas.
I admit that I still miss the idea of owning these because remember this is in a subscription. But if we're carrying this over for the next generation, which means we're gonna have this for at least 8 more years.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I can't see myself ever thinking, oh man, virtual console's the way to go. I mean, I can play these games that I was never gonna pay for.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, I'm not paying money for Burger Time Deluxe, but it's here.
Got to try it.
Yeah, I beat it. I beat that game. It was fun. But I was never going to pay money for it. So here it is.
Or for the games that otherwise,
games, like,
yeah, the ones that are like super costly, yeah, you don't have to anymore.
Yeah. And Capcom keeps dropping Game Boy games.
Yeah.
Bionic Commando Game Boy, let's do it. That game is goated.
Huh? Oh, okay.
Let's do it. And Nintendo, here's another fun fact. Game Boy Color's on here. Nintendo has a first-party Nintendo-developed Bionic Commando game from Capcom.
Yo.
That exists.
Oh, all right.
Bionic Commando Elite Forces is actually made by Nintendo, but it's a Capcom property. You can look that up. That's a Game Boy Color game.
Game Boy Color game.
Yep.
Crazy.
They also, and here's another fun fact, they also have Ridge Racer 64. Ridge Racer 64 is a Namco-owned game developed by Nintendo. Nintendo themselves developed that game.
All right.
So I think if we can keep putting more, and then like in terms of consoles, Brian Ridge Racer, remember that one?
We were talking about soundtracks and everything.
Oh yeah, but like, yeah. And then if they really want to add more consoles, I know there's this rumor going around right now about GameCube. But
oh yeah.
Kind of seems like an obvious one to do.
You would think that, Mark. But if that was so obvious, then why are they choosing GameCube games to remake and remaster?
Because business strategy.
Because they want to make money.
Yeah, but at the same time, honestly, I don't think GameCube games seem too little valuable for them. Like, they want those to be, those are the games they can get away with selling you for $60. You know what I mean?
Those are the remasters you want.
Yeah. So realistically, I think third-party consoles still have a chance to get on here, and I mean that in like Sega already has the Genesis. Why not throw the Sega Master System in the base tier? Those are 8-bit games. Just throw them in there. Konami obviously works with them. Give them the TurboGrafx 16 stuff. Give me Eastbooks 1 and 2.
It always comes back
God
to that.
Give me Eastbooks 1 and 2.
Surrender them! Zeus! Ares!
You dare deny me my doobie!
My doobie! Zeus! No, dead ass though. Brian, to that note, imagine if they were to make
HD
Smash Melee
Crazy.
HD with online play. I think that would sell. That would sell like a crazy amount of copies.
It would.
And besides, Smash 64 getting on here means that game will officially have online play for the first time. It might not be good.
It won't be.
But it has it. Wait, what happened, Mark?
I'm still surprised it's not on there yet, honestly.
Yeah, I think Nintendo finds it very valuable.
Yeah, they have to I can't even imagine what they have to kind of go through as far as like developing a strategy on releasing certain games, because they gotta have something like in the vault that they will not even on a rainy day will they like release it. It has to be like cataclysmic.
Smash 64 is one of their big red buttons, probably.
Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah. Honestly, I could see that game dropping next month because August has no Nintendo games. August has no major first-party release. So why not fill the month up with NSO games?
Yeah, true.
They can drop just that one big N64 game and maybe a Super Nintendo game or a Game Boy game here and there and call it a day. Make them good ones. Like imagine if we go into August, 64 you get Smash Brothers. Game Boy you get Wario Land 1. Those are pretty big titles to me. Donkey Kong 94. No, I lied. Fuck.
No,
yeah. No. My bad. But yeah, I'm sorry, I ranted on NSO a little too long, but I love it.
Gotcha.
I love my retro games. All right, I'm sorry.
We're just letting you cook.
I love my retro games.
It's been 2 weeks.
It's been 2 weeks. Let me have it.
Let me have this.
And it'll be another 2 weeks. So let me have this.
What? True. It's very true.
It'll be another 2 weeks. But by that point, we'll be talking about fighting games, baby.
It'll be fun.
It's going to be fun.
You'll have this.
I can't wait to get my hands on Marvel, baby. Like, oh my God. Dude, that's literally one of my most hypest like releases this year. If you can give me a date, I will pick up Marvel day one. I'm not even kidding. Like,
to kind of follow up on that topic, yeah, they've been their Twitter account has been kind of like spoon feeding you just like bits and pieces about like the lore of like each of the title entries without really telling you the release date at all. So
They're like just gonna tease you a little bit.
I'm fairly certain that it's gonna be like an Evo announcement as far as like a drop date for that.
I also think so. I also think that they're gonna drop the announcement of the date at Evo, which means we're gonna be there live to see it. That's gonna be so cool.
It's gonna be sick.
Yeah, Brian. Fun fact: we're going to Evo next weekend, and Marvel's gonna be playable. The collection's gonna be playable. We're only gonna play 3 games though. They're only gonna let us play 3 of them.
Yeah.
They're gonna let us play X-Men: Children of the Atom. They're gonna let us play X-Men versus Street Fighter, and they're gonna let us play MVC2, baby.
Right. Actually, that's a funny story, kind of connecting to it. Evo specifically. When I went to GameStop earlier today to have them hold my copy of like Nintendo World Championships, because obviously I won't even be there. To hold it until like the 22nd. I was talking to the girl at the counter who's doing the hold process, and I told her about the reason why it was. And she was saying like, oh yeah, I do know about Evo, like, but I haven't really been doing that since they kind of took off like one of the fighting games I used to do. I was like, really? Which one was it?
Smash.
Dead or Alive. And I was like, oh, you're right.
When the hell did they play?
And I was like,
probably years ago.
5? They must have played because they didn't play 6. They didn't never put 6 at Evo.
That's what I was thinking because I don't remember.
I think it had to have been 5. That's a long time ago.
So I should probably like check when.
They haven't played Dead or Alive competitively in a long time. I remember playing the demo for 6 because it was there. That was cool. But like, I'm not saying that out loud, Brian, but you're correct.
Yeah, dude.
The developers haven't even played Dead or Alive. Whoa! They're too busy. They've been making Rise of the Ronin.
Oh, you're right.
It's Team Ninja. Team Ninja's the one who makes Dead or Alive. I would be so down for Dead or Alive 7. I just
it's probably in the pipeline.
Maybe. I think it that's a game that would be canceled very fast if they don't do it correctly.
They gotta do it. They can still do what they do, but they gotta do it tastefully.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? It could be 2018. That was the last time like Dead or Alive showed up.
Wow. So I was there. Yeah, I was trying to say, yeah, I had to have been somewhere around there.
And that was Dead or Alive 5? Yeah.
5. Because 6 came out in what, 2020?
19, I think. Wait. Oh,
19.
sorry.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're not. You're right.
Yeah, Dead or Alive 6. Yeah.
Yep. And that game bombed. So.
Unfortunate.
Yep. That game did not sell. That's why they stopped the series.
Ooh.
But yeah, Dead or Alive would be a cool franchise to bring back. I mean, look, we're living in a world where SNK. I thought SNK was just going to be stuck in like King of Fighters hell, which I love King of Fighters, but like, I never thought in my life we would see a new Fatal Fury game, and we are getting one. So
anything could happen.
I mean,
anything can happen.
Smash might have had something to do with it.
Maybe. I think it's because SNK is finally in a position to start making other games other than Fatal Fury. I mean, Samurai Showdown, the reboot, the new one, was really good as well. And I'm glad that was played competitively for a while. But, like, really, SNK hits the KOF button when they need money. And so now that they're back in a better, like they've been re-releasing these games, they've been re-releasing those Neo Geo Pocket Color games, which making them money. Like, re-releasing Neo Geo games. They've been back on top again, so it's really cool to see them actually doing something new and creative. Because a sequel to Fatal Fury after all these years since Garo, Mark of the Wolves, like that's crazy. That's crazy. City of the Wolves. I'm ready.
Hungry like
I'm ready.
wolves.
I'm ready to play as my boy Terry again. In a real Fatal Fury game. Let me rephrase that, because I'm ready to play. I'm ready to play Terry this year in Street Fighter 6 as well.
Correct.
My boy Terry's in everything, man. He's in Smash. He's in Street Fighter. He's in Fatal Fury. He's back, baby.
Are you okay?
No.
Busta!
Are you okay?
Busta,
Whoa!
Busta, wow.
God, I love Terry. He's such a cool character. But it got me thinking about Marvel versus Capcom Fighting Collection got me thinking. Because they are considering it a sequel to Capcom Fighting Collection.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay. There's only two routes they can take from here. You either give me, and this is the one I really want, Capcom versus SNK Collection that has Capcom versus SNK 1 and 2. 2 in particular is goated. And then you give us the SNK developed one, which is SVC Chaos Capcom or SNK versus Capcom. That would be cool just to have in the collection, because that's the SNK version of their fighting game. And it's only 3 games. But if you have those 3 games together in one collection, I'd be down. That'd be tight. Here's one that would make Capcom fans lose it. And it would be a big boost for Switch games, because Switch doesn't have these kind of fighting games. So it'd be really cool to see one finally. If Capcom did a 3D fighting collection, because they have 3D fighting games in the vein of Tekken, that would be sick. I'm talking Rival Schools coming back, Project Justice coming back, Star Gladiator would be coming back. That'd be so cool. The Street Fighter EX games, those are all 3D fighting games, and Switch doesn't have a single 3D fighting game. Yeah, I've looked through my Switch catalog and I've looked through the eShop and stuff. There's no 3D like Tekken style fighting games on the Switch. No Soul Calibur to be seen, nothing. It's weird. It's weird. Like, it's the one genre of fighting games that doesn't exist on it.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, everything's been just 2D.
2D or platform fighters.
Yeah, but there's not one that's 3D. You're right.
No, I can't think of a single one. 2D games with 3D backgrounds, yeah.
Sure.
Dragon Ball FighterZ is on there, so is BlazBlue. But like actual 3D, like roaming around the arena fighting game, not an anime fighter.
Yeah, not the arena fighters like that. That's different.
Yeah, but like actual competitive arcade style 3D fighting games, those do not exist on the Switch. And I think that's a damn shame, because like I would kill for a Capcom 3D collection of fighting games.
Yeah, that honestly they might be writing that down already.
That would be really cool.
Especially under that name.
A lot of those games have never been ported to consoles. Or properly. Let me rephrase that. I think Star Gladiator, which you may know the main character, he's in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. He's the dude with the sword, the beam sword.
I'll
send you a picture later, but yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Star Gladiator Episode 1, Final Crusade. I don't know why it's called that.
Final Crusade.
Now I see it. We're not on the podcast yet, though.
Not quite there yet. Although we can wrap up whenever.
Yeah, we could probably wrap up soon right now, yeah.
Oh,
Mark left for dinner anyways.
Damn. What a guy.
Flake.
You know?
Katrina said weak.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. No, I would just a 3D fighting game collection would be cool.
Okay.
From Capcom.
All right. And I guess with that, I think we're good to go. Anything you want to add, Phil, before we go ahead and hop off?
It feels pretty good that the secret's out in the open now. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it feels good. I have a lot of love and support from everybody, and I am equally excited as I am equally nervous. And we'll be at Evo next week. That's the other thing. Remember, if you see us,
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you see us, don't command grab us. Please don't do that.
Don't DangIT command grab me, please.
I have to keep walking for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
I don't want that on my shoulders.
But yeah, Anaya will be competing in Tekken 8. This will be the first year Tekken 8 is played, so I can't wait to see the fights.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be though the excitement in that room is gonna be wild.
Yeah, in fact, it's gonna be one of the more like heavily populated like participants in like all the different like sections. So
yep.
I mean, it only gets like bigger from here because literally last year was like the announcement of like it was so big that they have like an Evo day now.
Yep.
It's crazy.
But yep, Evo next week though. Hype.
Yeah. Also, that does mean that we'll probably postpone the podcast stuff until we get back, probably in August. Let me see. Yeah,
it'll be August.
August the 3rd, is when we essentially become back.
Regular scheduled programming.
Regular scheduled programming. 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Y'all
you got Comic-Con as well, so that's gonna be hype.
Yeah, I'm excited to go back. It's gonna be my 10th year. Because we
10th anniversary, huh?
Yeah. We did go, like, I first went in 2013, and then there was, like, the whole COVID prevented, like, another year. So this would be the assumed 10th year.
Nice.
Yeah. We'll definitely talk about that and Evo when we come back. But for now, let's go and sign off. I also apologize for YouTube. I'll have this uploaded later, not as a live stream, though. So thank you guys so much for tuning in for this one, and we'll see you guys in the next one. #bye, everybody.